couple of years ago, we took a look at someone who claimed that Bigfoot threw a stick at him. Here's a short clip if you don't remember that.
If you look under, they're not from there. What was that?
What was that?
Was that in my backpack? Or was that thrown to us right now?
That was just thrown. I did put wood in your backpack. Do you want it back? Sorry, I'll put it back.
What? Was that thrown?
I don't think they want us to take this. I just got goosebumps as I said that, so they don't want us to take this.
That just landed next to us.
Yes. Or should we take this?
Was that in our backpack?
No, that was not in our... I put wood in your backpack, but it wasn't like this. It was, I did put burned wood to work on.
In the inside.
It didn't look like this.
Hang on. You genuinely think that a Bigfoot threw a stick at you because you stole their broken glass? Well, this person in question is called Colorado Forest Beings here on YouTube, and you will not believe what he's come up with. He has explained almost everything in existence on just one whiteboard. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Okay, so as I said from the start, today's video is from Colorado Forest Beings. He's usually out in the woods finding stuff about Bigfoot. But today he has put together something quite extraordinary. If you've ever wondered about any sort of conspiracy theory, then this guy has all the answers. Let's join him as he begins his lecture.
So, what's going on? Like, we're here, we're all wondering, who are we?
Nice and easy one to start. We are Homo sapiens.
We're all wondering, where are we? What shape it is?
Another easy one. We are on Earth and it is an oblate spheroid.
I know a lot of know-it-alls already have this figured out, the shape, right?
Yep.
Are we alone? Is there anything else out there other than what we perceive to be normal?
Are we alone? Almost certainly no. But we will never know about anyone else, in my humble opinion. The distances are just too great.
What to do next after you find out how the whole thing works?
Well, we know how most of it works.
Probably many people in this world claim they know it, and people are working hard. I'm sure there's a lot of intelligent individuals out there. I just sat down and I started breaking everything down to the bare bones so I can better explain this to you. Today we're going to be talking about human beings, animal kingdom, unknown beings, physical evidence around us. We're going to talk about lights in the sky, sun, moon, stars. We're going to talk about UFOs. We're going to talk about, what else? We're going to talk about some facts. We're going to talk about the shape of the world, ball, flat, or whatever else it may be. We're going to break some things down there.
Now, as you can see, this is a smorgasbord of conspiracy, and I can't wait for him to unlock it.
We're going to talk about Bigfoot. We're going to talk about aliens, which are sort of in the category of unknown beings. We're going to talk about structures and Bigfoot structures. We're going to talk about that too. We're going to take I'm going to take an attempt to explain what they are. I'm going to take an attempt to explain absolutely everything that you've questioned. There are things that I'm still figuring out, and you will see. You're going to have full access to absolutely everything that I know.
Should take about 2 minutes then. Jokes.
So here we go. Let's just get started. Human beings, humans. Why do I say leave everything out that you know out the door? You're going to have to do that. In order to listen to this presentation, I'm going to put you through a coma, because otherwise there's no other way you're going to understand what I'm going to explain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase your memory. Boom, it's gone. Throw it out the door. Everything you learned from day one, forget about it. Let's start fresh.
And I'd still know more than the average flat earther. Sorry. Jokes again. Sorry.
Here we go. So let's just say you woke up in a coma. The year is 2019 and you open your eyes for the first time and you're perceiving something, right? You're perceiving something. There's a bunch of different shapes and forms and everything all around you, but you're kind of like checking everything out, right? You got a body, right? You look like You can move your body, kind of. You don't really know what's going on.
I think most people that wake up from a coma still know that they're humans.
But right away, as a collective, what you're going to find out is something very simple. If you're a human being, there are things that are needed to exist as human beings. If you're a human being, there's 3 essential things that you're going to find out right away. You're going to find out that you're going to need food, you're going to need water, and you're going to need air.
Now, I assume you mean oxygen with that last one there, but either way, hardly groundbreaking stuff, is it?
One of the first things you're going to find out is that you open your eyes and you can see things, right? But there's times where your eyes start to close and you need to close your eyes and you don't perceive things anymore, and then you happen to not be in that perception that you were in, but now you go to other perceptions, right?
Really weird way of saying you need sleep.
Which is what happens when you open your eyes and you go to sleep at night, right? You go into other perceptions, but you always come back here for some reason to this perception. One of the things that you'll realize as you're trying to discover yourself and you're trying to understand all these things that are happening around you is that you have something that moves within you and never stops. And that's the heart. That's the heart.
I thought this was supposed to be a guide to all conspiracies, not an anatomy lesson.
As you go through this experience of trying to figure yourself out, you realize that this thing is constantly moving. You can't control it. Whether you close your eyes and go to other perceptions or you stay in this perception, you can't control this thing moving, right? So you figure that out. Then you figure out that the faster you move, the faster the thing in the middle is going to move. But you can't control it. You don't know what is happening. What is this thing that's ticking inside of me all the time, right? You don't know.
I'm fairly sure that if you wake up from a coma, you know what your heart is and where it is.
The other thing you're going to find out really fast is that you're constantly in motion and moving and taking in and putting out. Whether it's controlled by your thoughts or not. And what we have is a very interesting thing. You're constantly exchanging air. You're constantly taking in something and you're putting out something. You realize as you're waking up from your coma, if you close this uncontrollable thing that's constantly taking in, putting out, taking in, putting out, which is the breath. You can't control it. It does it on its own. When you go to other realities, your body's still doing it. When you come back, your body's still doing it. So it's uncontrollable.
I can't watch any more of him telling us how we breathe and how our heart beats. Let's move on to the good stuff.
You know that there's lights in the sky. There's lights, okay? And the light, there's one of them. There's one thing that it moves. And when you see it, you can perceive your surroundings better. When it goes away, you can't perceive your surroundings so good. And it makes you kind of want to close your eyes and disconnect and go to other realities when you can no longer access this light that comes from one direction, east to the west.
Now he's telling us how the sun sets and that when it sets our bodies produce more melatonin to make us sleepy. That's all he had to say on that one. It's like he's trying to explain things with the most amount of words possible. So our host goes on to talk about a lot of other things, including the shape of the earth, but that's for a Flat Earth Friday. And he's now taken his jumper off, so he's getting serious, and we're going to join him as he starts to talk about UFOs.
So are we alone? No. How should we approach all these beings and UFOs? Well, there's a couple things that they have in common. Unknown beings and UFOs, they distance themselves from us. They don't want a connection with us. We can say that for the vast majority. They hide, there's secrecy, there's abductions, We can agree that we have that going on right now.
Well, no, we can't agree on that. There are obviously abductions, but I would suggest they are earthly abductions and not alien ones.
Or we've had it in the past. Okay, so this tells me that these beings are energy at a different form that has nothing to do with us, but at the same time, they don't inspire me any peace or any easy feelings. Because when I am observing the world around me, all the BS that's going on, these beings continue to stay hidden and operating in ways and forms that you can't understand while you're going through your stuff. So in my opinion, no trust for the unknown beings.
The thing is, there is no evidence at all to suggest that UFOs are aliens, or to suggest that aliens are out there. None. Now, there is unexplainable stuff, I will admit that. But unexplainable stuff right now does not mean aliens. It just means unexplainable stuff at the moment.
Except my personal experiences with Bigfoot and other forms of light that I have seen.
He's funny, isn't he? Aliens and UFOs? Nah. Bigfoots? Yeah.
They haven't asked me for anything. They're not taking anything from me. Okay? Do these beings ask for things, and do they take things from you without your permission or consent? Things to consider. Bigfoot's never taken anything from me without my permission or consent. But there's reports out there of Bigfoot hurting people. So it makes me think, does this Wi-Fi and everything we've created for our world affect the overall soup of electromagnetism, affecting the vibration of states of higher beings, making the higher beings come down to denser vibration and committing acts of lower denser vibrations via Bigfoot abducting a child and all this other stuff? Is it possible? Very possible, because of the soup. So no judge. I'm not going to judge anybody that says Bigfoot is aggressive.
So did he just say that the additional electromagnetic radiation that we produce as a species is responsible for the damning acts of Bigfoot and aliens? I think he did, didn't he? Listen, we're going to leave our good friend there for today. A lot of information to process there. Mostly stuff we sort of already know, explained in a way that we've never heard before. But interesting all the same, dear oh dear. If you want me to look at more of his presentation, then let me know in the comments and we'll work through the rest of it at the next time we get an opportunity. But for now, we're all done and dusted for another Tinfoil Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching today. It truly is appreciated. Now, if you enjoyed it, please do consider subscribing to the channel. We are on that march to 500,000 subscribers. I am hoping to get there before the end of the year. I'm sure we will. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed it. And if you really enjoyed it, hit that like button too. I've been Simon Dan. Have yourselves a fantastic week, and I'll see you all on Friday for the return of Anthony Bear. He was the one who gave us the River Nile challenge. Remember him? See you then.